Hey, yo, what's up, guys? It's Epically Noob with you guys again, and today we are gonna clear Queen. Queen Azumashik, if I pronounced it correctly. Azumashik? Azumashiku. Okay, Azumashik. Okay, so there is a way that you guys can actually cheese through the normal raid queen, and that is to have a tank. And if you guys actually have a tank, then your backline don't really need to be all that tanky as well. Although you do need some at least minimal amounts of defensive stats in order to survive the queen's attack, and also preferably have some speed. But all in all, the requirement for queen isn't really all that much. Basically, you need a tank to suck up all the damage that can just survive on just using S1, and then a healer to keep your tank alive. So in this case, I'm using Crow and Angelica. And as for my DPS, it's Terranor Guard and Luna. This is actually my Wyvern team, which works for Queen like perfectly fine. And in fact, this is the only team that I actually do not really struggle with. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Okay, so in the meantime, I will slowly walk to Queen and I will see you in a little bit. Okay, and we're back. This is the last fight before getting to the Queen. So, just a few things to note. You should always go into the battle with the Queen with all your Archie stacks filled up and also all your skills ready. Especially for Angelica, especially since you need the immunity for the first part of the battle. So yes, having Angelica will be a huge leap in advantage. Also, I mean it's not necessary to have Angelica because as long as your cleanse, if you do have any, in fact I think you should have at least a cleanse, is reliable enough. The speed is reliable enough. You should be able to cleanse the moment the egg hatches, and then you get a whole ton of debuffs. And yes, praying that your cleanse doesn't get like silenced at least, because if it does, that's technically the end of it. Yes, okay, so in other words, having an Angelica is definitely way better than anyone would have expected, because the the immunity would just deny all the debuffs that will come from the eggs hatching, and that will make the runs a lot smoother as well. If you use cleanse, you have to rely a little bit on RNG. And okay, since we are at the door of the queen right now, let's just get straight into it and I'll just narrate accordingly. Okay, so this is the queen. Look at how hideous she looks. One thing to note is that at the start of the battle, do not hit the queen, because if you hit the queen, then it will hatch the bottom two left eggs. And if that happens, then you guys get debuffed. So you must always get your Angelica's immunity ready before you hit the queen. So in other words, at the start, just poke the eggs. And yes, you will be safe. In this case, let me just... okay, let's buff up here. Later on, Queen has a mechanic that you need to know, which is that uh, her normal attack, her S1, uh, increases your cooldown by 1. Like as you can see, it just says 1 turn decrease in cooldown. So yes, when that happens, basically uh, your skills are sort of, how to say it, the cooldown is added by 1, so that's gonna be a handicap. So as you can see, my Terranor guard currently is in a little bit of trouble because of the 3-turn unbuffable that he is currently under. But then again, no issue, no issue. As long as my tank is still alive, there should be no problem because the tank takes, I think, at least 75% of the damage. And yeah, hopefully, RNG doesn't screw with me. One thing to note is also the damage that you do to the ads will be shared accordingly to the queen. So in other words, you want to kill the ads and not the queen. So you hit the ads only, and only when the two ads are dead, then you can hit the queen. What else do I want to say? Defense down definitely helps in this stage. If you can bring an attack up, then definitely go for that as well. And you definitely need a reliable damage dealer. Okay, let's look at the skills. Okay, so for the first part, it's basically just like fighting Arakans. But the difference is that Arakan doesn't this kind of Arakans doesn't really like isn't really much of a threat in a sense. You can just treat them as normal ads, and that should be perfectly fine. Another thing is you guys should try to maintain your team's HP at above 50%, because if it does not maintain at 50% and you fall below the 50% mark, whenever Queen hits that character, Queen will do an extra attack, and when she does that, you're gonna get more damage, and the extra attack is AOE. So in other words, you pretty much dead. So yes, maintain your HP. But as you can see, uh, most of the time Queen will just hit the frontliner. So in other words, the backline shouldn't get hit all that much. So it's pretty much safe. Okay, in this case, I think I am pretty unlucky here, but no worries, no worries, no harm done yet. But in all the runs that I've done for Queen, I never had such an issue where my backliner dies before my frontliner, unless I didn't maintain my frontliner's HP, and then it just keeps proccing the extra attack. And when that does happen, then I know I'm in trouble. But it's okay. I've got Terranor Guard to bring, my whole team forward, so that's not an issue. Oh, this is an issue because my immunity is not up. I think I will bring the queen to below 50% if my Luna hits. So in other words, I'll just attack the eggs. And it's Angelica's turn. I'll use S3 with burn. Ding! Okay, immunity all up. Now let's bring down the queen. Once it goes below 50%, the queen will summon the eggs again. So, okay. That's not what I expected. Okay, I'll just take this chance to heal up my little bad boy. And here we go. Okay, there's two ways to deal with this. I would call it phase 2. Which is you can just directly attack the queen and just take the counter attacks from the bees directly and just tank it out. But honestly speaking, the bees aren't really a threat in normal mode, so I would say take out the bees because it will cut the amount of damage you take. And from after you bring down the bees, then you just slowly poke down the queen. It shouldn't be much of an issue. But yeah, it is a little time consuming, but no worry. Even if the queen stacks the damage, it's not really gonna be all that much. The increment isn't really all that significant in the short run, unless you get her to stack all the way to 20, 30, then you'll start to see a little bit of difference. Okay, in this case, my crow is getting too low, so it's time to heal up. The defense down is it's kind of being a pain right there, so I need to get rid of that ASAP. Oh, I have my S3. Why not? Okay, so Queen did not decrease the cooldown of my S3, so that's great. Extra damage is always great. The shield is always great. Defense up is always great. So yay! Yay me! But it's okay. Even if without it, I'm still pretty safe because Angelica is back up and it's time to heal. My Luna is also kinda low on HP there, so that's also a downside. But it's okay. If you got a little bit of damage, it's not gonna be a problem. As for recommended damage dealers, uh, Luna is one way to go, but there is a better choice, and that is our free-to-play Lorena. Because in this stage, she does have the elemental advantage, although Queen also does have the elemental advantage against her. But in this case, if you have defense down, if you have Lorena, you're basically gonna nuke down the Queen really, really quickly, and especially the bees as well. So Lorena is the way to go. But if you guys have seen my Lorena already, she isn't really, well built. So if I were to bring her, she isn't gonna do enough damage. So and I won't be able to kill the queen like fast. If not, this video is gonna be like forever. It's gonna take forever for me to complete this video. So I brought Luna instead, just to speed up the runs. In fact, this is the team I usually run for Queen anyways. Some people may say it's not optimal, but honestly speaking, the tank setup it's the cheese way to go. It just makes things so much easier because your front line will just take up all the damage, you just heal up your front line, your back line will be completely safe. The damage isn't really gonna matter too much until the later part where she starts to hit more than 50% of your HP at a single shot. Then yeah, then that might be the problem. But it's okay. For now, if you manage to survive this long, then it's not going to be a problem at all. So the trick in summary is tank it out, heal your tank, and then nuke it out. That's all there is. And ta-da! It's down. Queen is down. Now time to go and waste the leftover morale, and I'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, and we are back again. Let's view the rewards. Exit the portal. Stage clear. Yay me. Okay. That's nice. Galaxy bookmark. Always nice. I got two weird equips. Wow, this is trash. Whoa, this is also trash. And this, the coronation souvenir. For Queen, it always drops two. And then she'll also drop the malicious bug charm, which is for Hellraid. Hellraid, I think I can only do Devourer. I haven't done Carcanist yet, so I can't really test it. And yeah, maybe I'll do it some other time when I'm not too lazy. Okay, so let's just get over the stats for this guys. First up, Crow. Crow's one of my best. He is really thick, like really really thick. He's using mostly event equips. Like this is event. This was free, but you can get it from the raid shop also. This is free from the event. This is free from the event. This is one of the fastest speed boot I got. Fastest. It is the fastest uh boot with 12 speed. The rest is all below 6, unfortunately. And this is the weapon that he's using. I initially planned to give this to Ken, but I didn't pull Ken because screw RNG. So yeah, he stuck with it. Pretty good, nonetheless. Luna, everyone has seen her already. She has one of the better equips that that I have. So yes, this is the equips for her. Let's go over to Angelica. Angelica, this is her equips. Not really good, but at the same time not really bad. And last but not least, Terranor Guard. He is built sorta weirdly. The Unity set is definitely great. Effectiveness, I just wanted to keep it at 55, but I kinda exceeded 55 by a little bit. But it's okay. Any more is bonus. But yeah, I wanted to put him on triple Unity. My Terranor Guard is quite, I wouldn't say highly invested, but I invested in him. So yeah, so that he is slightly bit more reliable. He doesn't really need much of an investment, just some speed, some HP, some defense. The attack is a bonus. If you can get a really high attack, then congratulations to you. If you can't, it's okay. Because he works pretty well, uh, just having some minor stats. And yeah, never went wrong with Terranol Guard. Okay, so that is all there is for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys will be able to kill Queen Azumashik after this. And yes, all the best and peace out.